Hi everyone, my husband and I have created this channel called The Aces, but today I'm actually just making a video by myself without him. I wanted to make this video because it's something that has kind of been bugging me for a while now, ever since I got married or got engaged. As you can tell from the title, this video has to do with getting married at a young age. So I'll go back from the beginning. I met my husband when I was, I believe, 16 and he was 21. We got together at the end of 2010. And you know, things went great. We knew we wanted to be together. We knew we eventually wanted to get married. We had a thing that we wanted to get married when he finished college. So it was 4 years after we started dating and I was 20 years old. So he proposed and obviously I said yes because it's something that we both wanted. We obviously loved each other and we wanted to get married for all the right reasons. After he proposed, I started going to like wedding conventions and things like that, and obviously to find like a place to get married. Oh, and even before he proposed, obviously we knew we wanted to get married. It was just a matter of time for him to finish college. And around that time, his sister was getting married and she was planning a wedding. And I remember we went to a convention. I was, you know, a bridesmaid for his sister. So we went to the wedding conventions and we were trying to plan her wedding and I was helping her with that. And we were looking at like salons and places and venues for her to have her wedding. And it was his sister, his mom, and I. And we also started looking for ideas and things for my wedding. Even though he hadn't proposed, it was like a thing. Everybody knew that we were going to get married eventually. And you know, it was like, oh, okay, well, it doesn't hurt to look at certain things just to have an idea, you know. So I started grabbing brochures and business cards and things like that as well. Well, I went to the specific venue that I liked and I wanted to get more information to their little booth. And the lady was like, oh my God, you're so young. How old are you? And I was like, well, I'm 20. I think I hadn't even turned 20 because his sister got married like 6 months before us. So I don't even think I had turned 20. I think I was 19. So I was like, oh, I'm 19. And she was like, and you're going to get married? And I was like, yeah, you know, obviously less than a year from now, I'll get married. And my husband's mom was like, yeah, you know, she's gonna marry my son, and you know, we're just obviously looking for his sister, but we also wanted to, you know, get ideas and stuff like that for just to have for me. And the lady was like, oh my God, you're so young. And I was like, okay. And she was like, oh, you're too young to get married, like why would you do that, and you know why? And I was just like, at that moment, I realized that people are just so judgmental of like someone getting married at a young age. I don't know why. I guess it's not common for like nowadays for people to get married for all the right reasons at a young age. And so this lady was like, yeah, you shouldn't get married. You're too young. Like, what do your parents think? And I was like, they don't mind it. Like, I've been with this guy for like over 4 years, ever since I was 16. So I don't see a problem. We love each other. Like, what is the problem? And so I just like grabbed the business card and I kind of like walked away. But in the back of my head, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the hell? I was like, how is it her business? And like, why would she think that like it's okay for her to like come at me and tell me all these things? Like, I never asked for her opinion, you know? Like, I just felt like really weird. Not even like family, not even like friends, not even like close people to me are giving me that like reaction. Like, why would she? Like, she's not even like paying for my wedding. Like, she's not even invited to the wedding. Like, how does she even have a right to talk, you know? But so yeah, that was just the beginning of like when I got people's reaction. And then I just realized that like nowadays it's not common for someone to just like decide to get married without like being pregnant or for any other reason. And I honestly feel, and I probably will get like, if people who see this video taking this the wrong way, but I honestly don't mean this the wrong way. It's just like how I felt and how I feel about people getting married young. And I feel like society now accepts more a teen being pregnant than a teen, or not even a teen anymore, because I was 20 when I got married, or someone getting married young. I feel like it's more acceptable and people see it more common nowadays to, oh, someone got pregnant and now they're gonna get married, or they have to get married. Someone, let's say, got pregnant at 17, 18 and they're gonna get married, or they're gonna go live with their baby's father. I feel like people find that like more like common now, and like it's more acceptable than like someone just choosing to get married. So, you know, we kept looking at stuff. Obviously my now husband, he proposed and we planned the wedding in like 6 months. I come from a very like strict household that there's no moving in together before you're married to see how things go. There's no spending a night at your like boyfriend's house or anything like that. And some people might say, oh, maybe, yeah, that's why you guys wanted to get married, because you couldn't do all these like normal things that like couples do now. But I feel like marriage is taken so like, it's not taken seriously nowadays, that people are like, oh yeah, we'll just move in together and see where things go, and we'll see, we'll decide to get married. To me, marriage is something like that is sacred, and you should know, like, if you want to be with that person, then why not get married? And I'm not saying that everyone should just go and get married, obviously. I mean, to each their own, but I feel like we shouldn't judge other people because they decided to do something different from us. It's been 2 years since we've been married, and it doesn't feel like it. It honestly feels like it's been like months or a year the most, but it's been 2 years since we get married, and obviously it hasn't been the easiest thing, because I don't think that anything comes easy, anything good comes easy. Until this day, when I say, oh, like my husband or my husband and I, people are like, what? Like, you're married? Like, you're so young. And I feel like it's honestly nobody's business. Like, I feel like I wouldn't get in anyone's business, like, oh, like you're pregnant, like what? Like, so, like I obviously don't like people to get like that with me. Like, I'm not gonna judge someone by the decisions they make because they don't affect me. That has nothing to do with me. Like, I've seen this thing around like Facebook and stuff. It's like, it says like, oh, like getting married like before, like in your early 20s is like leaving the party like at 10. And I'm like, well, I don't even like to party anyway. And I feel like people just honestly say, oh, like if you're getting married, like that's the end of your life. Like you won't be able to do anything with your life. Like you won't be able to have any fun. Like you won't be able to go anywhere. But I honestly feel like, well, in my experience, I feel like I felt like I had found the right person ever since I was 16, 17, 18, 19. So obviously I wanted to be with this person for a long time, and we wanted to be together. Obviously he did too, because he proposed. I'm saying it like, oh, I wanted to be with him. Like, yeah, he had a choice, you know. He married me as well. So I feel like people like nowadays like feel like, oh, like true love or love is something that's like a fairy tale, that it doesn't really exist. And I feel like obviously it exists because I'm living it. I'm living like my fairy tale. And people nowadays are like, oh, like, no, like you're gonna get married at 20 and divorce at 21, or you're gonna divorce at 22. Like, you're too young to even think of like marriage or something like that. Like, if you get married young, like that's just giving your life away. Like, you're throwing your like youth away, and like it won't be the same, and like, you know, like you won't live for yourself anymore, and you won't be able to do any fun things and experiences like and stuff like that. And I feel like that's not true, because I want to like experience the world, and I want to travel. My husband and I love to travel. Like, that's our thing. We love to go places. We don't have kids yet, so we want to enjoy our marriage, and we want to do things, and we want to go out and experience things and see things, and like have as much fun as we can as a marriage, and you know, get stronger as a marriage before we decide to start building a family. Oh my god, I just got so scared. I got so scared because I paused the TV. I was watching Criminal Minds, and I paused the TV, and I was like, oh, I'll be back. Like, I'm gonna try to record the video like super fast. And then the TV just restarted, because it starts itself after like 20-25 minutes, and it just started, and I was like, oh my god, because I'm home by myself, and I was like, oh my god, there's somebody here. But it's a TV. Like, I just remember it's a TV. Whew. So I feel like we were actually lucky enough to like have found each other and share these things and memories with each other. I actually feel like, why didn't we find each other sooner? So we would have started our life sooner. So like all these things and like all these memories and stuff like that I have, like I would have loved to like share them with him. And he's the same. He's like, oh, I wish I would have met you when like I was a kid. Like, I wonder how it would have been when we were kids. Like, we want to have these memories together, and we want to have like we have the same goals, and we want to share all these experiences together. So I feel like I was actually lucky in a sense to have found that person at an early age, and to be doing all these things with that person, because I feel like so many people that are saying, oh, you're throwing your life away, you're so young, I just feel like they haven't even found that person, and they don't even know what it feels like. They don't even understand what it means to share that with someone else, like someone that you love so much and obviously always want to be together. Like I kind of can't help but feel sad at like people, and it's even older people that tell me like, oh, like why did you get married so young? Like like I feel judged like a lot, and I just feel like I said, I feel lucky. Ooh. I didn't think I was gonna cry about this. Okay, I need to wrap this up. So yeah, like I said, I feel lucky, and like I feel like people that are even older, they don't even understand, or they haven't even found like what I have with my husband, or like the relationship that we have is something like, I feel like it's out of this world, the connection that we have. And I just like, when people tell me that deep inside, like I don't want to say anything back, you know, like I just feel like it's not their place, or like it's not their business for them to get into. But like inside, I'm like, wow, like I wish that one day other people would find what I have and what we have with my husband, and experience that, and maybe they'll understand and be like, oh, like that's why you got married, because you know, you obviously want to be together, and you want to do all these things together, and you want to experience the world together. Like I feel like those people are alone, and like maybe they're sad, and they say those things because they don't really understand. I feel like I'm very fortunate that I have someone to go to, that I have someone that supports me 100%, that believes in me when I don't even believe in myself. It's amazing to have that other person. It's amazing to like to know that someone else like believes in you that much, and that will be there throughout anything with you. And I'm not saying that marriage at a young age is easy. That's totally not what I'm trying to say and portray with this video, that everything's perfect. I feel like it's worth putting work in every single day. I feel like you have to put in work for everything you want in life, and like I feel like the more work you put, the better like things will be. Obviously we have our differences, obviously we have our problems. I feel like life is easier when you have that one person that you know is there unconditionally, like with you through everything. If you have it this, like if you know you want to be with that person, that person's good, obviously he doesn't treat you bad, or like vice versa, if she doesn't treat you bad, if that person's not a bad influence, if that person's not like a toxic person, like doesn't matter what people say, like as long as they're not paying for your wedding, it doesn't matter what they say, honestly. So to wrap this up, I feel like my point is that like people don't see marriage and getting married because you're in love as something so common nowadays, that they just, if they see or if they hear that someone got married at a young age, they're like, why are you pregnant? Were you pregnant? Like where's your baby? Like, you know, crazy stuff like that. And sadly, it's just like people don't see it as something like common, and they don't think that true love is even possible nowadays, especially our generation. I feel like people are like afraid of commitment and settling down. Like I said, to each their own, whatever like floats your boat. Just don't judge other people because they decide to do like the opposite of you, because they decide to go another route and do the opposite of what you're doing with your life. Let people be happy. I don't know, like I just felt like I had to make a video and talk about this issue, because it's something that like I've gone through a lot, and I feel like I will continue to go through a lot. So it's just something that I wanted to like talk about, and I hope someone watches this video and like could relate. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If anybody actually watched this video, please subscribe. And like I said, my husband and I will be documenting our life and being married as a young couple, and what we go through, and like the challenges and the ups and downs of marriage and life overall. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Now to watch Criminal Minds.